Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is Sunday, October 15th of 2023. It's 47 degrees Fahrenheit or 8 degrees Celsius at 8 a.m. Part 3. It's time to finish this little project. Now, it's like a diorama, but it's an outside one, so a lot of people are giving me suggestions on how to weather the caboose, but I think I'm just going to leave it out there and let the outdoor weather it by itself, see what happens. So I'm going to plant the lemon scented geranium, and I, to save time, I bare rooted it because I wanted to expose the trunk, and then if it had get all that soil off, but I'll show you the roots. So let's go from there. Let me see. I'm all discombobulated here. Let me get this out of the way. Here's our tree. And you can see the trunk on a scented geranium. You can say, oh, this ain't a tree. Yeah, it is. It says a geranium can't be a bonsai. There's no set rules. Make your own rules. But you can see the root system on it. I just want to get all this excess perlite off of it. And then we can work on the roots a little bit and then go from there to do the planting. I got all my lava rock and everything. So let me get this down a little more so you can see what I'm doing. You can see the roots. Well, they're all entangled and going up. So the ones that are going up because the way it was in the pot, trying to grow. So all we're going to do is try to flatten them out so I can get this to grow better. And you're going to say, Tom, this is the wrong time of the year to plant it. Nah, this is almost like a tropical tree. You're going to say it's a geranium, so what? Try it. Got nothing to lose. Flatten your roots out the best you can. Now this might take up the whole pocket, but we have to get rid of all these roots growing up so we can get it into the soil better. Just like that. And you can see the nice trunk on it. It's a woody trunk. It's starting to get a woody trunk. Who says you can't have a geranium? I don't know. I never heard of that. Everybody's got to, oh, you got to have this tree, you got to have this tree. Nah. You do what you can afford. You can't afford those expensive trees, then get something cheap and make it into a beautiful tree itself. I'm going to take my needle nose ironwood tools and just snip off this one big root growing up. Because you know, nothing cuts wood like ironwood. Those are my favorite tools. And I'm just going to cut these growing in between the branches and stuff. Because I really want this to be the front and have this be filled out. And say, oh, Tom, it can't be in between. Well, you're the designer. You do what you got to do to make your tree your tree. I mean, it's good to listen to criticism, but in the end, you are the creator. Yes, I got paper towels today. There we go, paper towels. Okay, let's get our mountain scenery. Well, the wall, everything collapsed. Now let's get it in the pocket because this is going to be the front view. And like I said, we picked this as the front. So I'm going to have to put this something like here and spread the roots out like that. Right about there. This one's coming up too much, so we got to cut that one off. I try to pull it down, but it does not want to pull down, so we're going to cut it right about here. Take it off. Put it bucket there. That's our front. I think we can have the tree something like that. Just like that. Okay, Tom, let's get cracking here. Time to pull out our mix of, here's our mix. It's 4 parts cactus mix, 1 part worm castings, and 5 parts perlite. A nice little fast draining mix. Who says you gotta buy all that fancy soil? Let's fill in our nooks and crannies here. Are you gonna say, Tom, what'd you plant? I just made it simple. Because on a landslide, everything caved in. At least you got, how would you call it? You got air pockets where stuff didn't fill in right. Now let me get this cover out of the way. Well, there's our front. I gotta get our roots planted out. Something like that. Say, Tom, that thing's falling over. Well, what are you gonna do? You know what I'll do? I'll put a rock on it. And that'll hold it in so the roots can start to flare out better. But first I'm going to get my micos and throw some on the roots. Because it's a nice dismal day. It's cloudy, it's drizzly out. So once I get this planted, I can stick it outside and get it all adjusted to the weather. I like early morning plantings or late in the evening, or in evening plantings. They're always good. Because the tree is out of stress with the light and everything. So all I'm going to do is put this all on, put it all in there. Let it sit there for a second. Put that in. Close my bag so I don't get no moisture into the bag. You're growing a bonsai tree. You don't need to put that bacteria on there. Yes, you do, because it works hand in hand. Well, to me it does. Other people have success without it, but I like it. So I'm going to take this big rock and we're going to put it into here because that's where everything caved in. So it'll be on the root. And we're just going to put some in the bottom here. And just start filling it up. So that's our front. You got to remember, Tom, that's your front. Put everything in. Put your soil mix in. Put it around the stone. And then we'll take our chopstick and we got to fire it in to hold this in. Got to hold this down because it's going to be top heavy. I got the roots spread the best I can right now. Underneath, push it in. Just like that. There we go. And I get some more here. Yeah, it doesn't want to hold. But once we water it in, it should hold it in pretty good. So I'm going to get my spray bottle, give it a little spritz. Once the soil gets wet, see? Once it gets wet, it gets heavy. Let's get Pinkie Pie out because she wanted to help today. There we go. See? Once the soil gets wet, it's going to get nice and heavy. But that will drain fast. Okay, Pinkie. Go over there. Let's see if our tree is straight. Push it down with your fingers. Get our soil in real nice. Eventually, later on, the roots will spread out and then we can do more trimming on it. But right now, we're just going to play it by ear. And before we do anything else, because you can still see some roots there, we're going to put in our rock to form our, where everything fell down and where this tree is coming up out of. It just grew into the area where everything caved in, so to say. Just like that. We got a pocket there that we could, let's see. I don't know if that'll take it. I don't have nothing to put in there yet, but I might be able to put in the sedum in that little pocket there. Okay, Tom, spoon, where's your spoon? Close the ironwood tool. Our pruners. Put that in. Yep, that's where everything caved in. Get our spray bottle, wet it in. Little planting pocket. Now, I don't know if the geranium will take, but we can always clip it and stick it. When I saved the other day, there we go. It could be a nice little tree coming out of that pocket there. And that'll give us a depth for the back. Just push it in so it'll root. And I might put this in the basement window because it's going to be a little bit too windy today. It's supposed to be nice during the week where the temperatures are going to be in the 50s. There we go. Just like that. Right in there. Okay. Now we don't want to see all this perlite, so what are we going to do? We got our tree pretty well straight. Looking at all the sides. And you can see how it's stabilized in there. So now we're going to take and fill that in to mimic what we put in over here. What are you going to do about the bottom, Tom? Well, I'll show you. We'll figure something out. We got to make a road at least for the guy to come out. Pretend that this is the way to get out of here. Just like that. Get it in, get it in, get it in. You can see a little pocket there. Push it in. Don't worry about making a mess. Just pretend you're a little kid playing in the dirt again. But this is soil, remember, soil's a living thing. Dirt's what you sweep off the floor. So don't say, oh, I'm going to get some dirt and plant my plant in there. No, you get some soil. That's what you got to do. Just like that. Okay, let's get our spray bottle. Before we water it in real good, gotta take the surface tension out. Come on, Mr. Elephant. Let's get in here. I got my little sedums in there. All I did was pick them and stick them. Rhymes, pick them and stick them. Because they usually look pretty good. There. And then, you got more rock for where everything fell down. Just truss it up because now we don't have to glue this in. And this is going to grow in a pocket. It grew in a pocket where the landslide fell. Where like the mountain caved in. And just put it there. Just like that. Just make it plain, make it simple. There, now we got to work on the front here. So for the bottom, let me put some of this on the bottom for fill. There we go, just like that. And then, because we want to fill it to the height of the track, because we want to try to make everything the same as what's out on the mountain there. And this is going to be some guy's little home. Now if I can find some N-gauge people later on, I can put them in. I say, Tom, what happened to all your ballast? Don't worry about that. We'll get it in. Just got to make everything look different. Okay, well, it's a mess, but what are you going to do? It ain't fun unless you get dirty. Unless you get your hands dirty. Get that in. Push it in with your fingers. Make sure I push it down. You can say, Tom, you got rock on the track. Well, what do you expect in a landslide? Let's get our caboose. Now this is going to be a hard one right here to get the wheels on the track. I got it right there. There we go. Now our ballast, or our stone, put around there. Just like that. It's on the track where we'll expose some of the track. In time it'll all fall off the track, and then we'll have our little road coming out this way so we can get out. I was going to put a mudman under there, but I think they'd be too big for under the tree. Plus there's no room. There we go, just like that. Get our train on the track. I probably could glue it on. But I think for now, just the wheels are the hardest part because it's so small. Well, come on, buddy. Get in there. There. Just like that. Let's water it in. Plain, simple little scenery. It'll weather in by itself. And now, I got some smaller rock you can put in over here, just to line the road. To show where the road is at. I think that's our road getting out. And I think we can call this complete. Let me wet the stone so everything's in there right. You're saying, Tom, it all ain't perfect. Well, what are you going to do? Nothing's perfect in life. And same thing when you're in a rural, in an area where everything caved in, everything fell in. What are you going to do? Okay, Tom, we can still put some more around there. There we go. Just to cover it up so they don't look like they're sitting on there. And if they're a little dirty, that's the way they're supposed to be. So give it a try. You can always do this with the kids. They'll like doing it. But just have fun. This is our this is fall for us. I know it's spring for others, but this is fall for us, and there's nothing to do at this time of the year. Make yourself a little outdoor diorama. But let everything weather. And if you want it to look, you can say that the Caboose looks terrible. It looks brand new. Well, what are you going to do? Let's see, maybe we can just, like the wind came blowing by. Something different. Let's get the Caboose all soiled up. When the wind blew all the soil and the loose dirt around. Well, not dirt, Tom. Can't cover up our road. Let's get our road there so we can at least get out. There we go. Little patio for him. And it's going to be that way outside. The Caboose will weather by itself. We'll just leave that on there and that's it. Little pocket there we got to close in. Close that in. Close it in, Tom. Close it in. I think that's it. We'll call that complete. Just like that. Well, you know, today's Sunday night, or Sunday. It's family night. Shut that phone off after 6 o'clock. Let's do the... Oop, that's heavy. I'll have to lift it. And there it is. There's our tree. You can see some of the sedum in there. See if I can turn it around so you can see it better. I even threw a piece of sedum in over here so it'll be like an outcropping, and let's see what happens. Maybe the geranium will come and grow here and develop a nice little trunk like it is over here. Our nice little woodland scene. So remember, after 6 o'clock, shut that phone off. It's family night. If it's an emergency, one ring, hang up, and call again. And tell everybody you're not answering the phone till after 6 o'clock because you're with your family. So take care, everybody. Put on a little Lawrence walk. Sit the kids down and listen to when music was music. And have a relaxing Sunday evening with the family. Take care, everybody.